The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Chicago Hidden City. I'm Judy Von Esch, the storyteller and doom maker and a whole lot of other things. We're going to start off with introducing guest, Spotter. Take us in, please and thank you.
Hey everyone, I am Antera and I will be playing Spotter the Nosferatu tonight.
Hey everybody, I'm Mom McStabber and I am playing Dr. Taylor Hammond of Clan Bruja.
Hello everyone, I'm John Levi and I'm playing Dr. Magnus Sanchez of Clan Gangrel.
Hey everyone, I'm Glaciate, and tonight I'll be playing Bastion of the Clan Toreador.
And hi, I'm Maddox, and I'll be playing Dr. Theodore Smith of the Clan Tremere.
We've been on break for 3 weeks. Yay! We're coming back. And in those 3 weeks, actually, it was 3 months that has happened. So we're going to start with everyone telling us a little bit about what they've been doing for the past 3 months. Spotter, go in.
Sure. Spotter's been busy. He's been sort of... How do I put it? He's been strengthening our position in the city. He spent a lot of time with Imogen Stewart. She's been wanting to go to the underground. He did manage to scare her a little bit with a gargoyle, Laura, which Laura was happy to do, which was super fun for him. But aside from that, he has also been buying up some properties around the city and turning them into places that the Nosferatu can use and other supernaturals if they so desire. But again, his main goal has been to shore up the clan's, the coteries' position within Chicago for whatever's coming next.
Dr. Hammond?
Well, Taylor's also been busy. Where we left off before break, she was getting on a plane and heading to Prague. Her month trip got shortened to 3 weeks. But over those 3 weeks, she set up the archaeology project and got that running with her students in Charles University in Prague. She completely thwarted Karlak's overtures towards her. Yeah. And got Beckett and Theo and Magnus's sire to extricate a certain tortured and staked Toreador, former prince of Prague, so that he could be roused in another city in Europe. She also spent one of those 3 weeks in Budapest for the summer solstice and that ritual, and did some research on the Garden of Renewal that was in Jericho so that she could understand what it did, why it fell, and how to prevent that from happening in the future, because she wants to create a new one. And she teamed up again with Beckett and Theo in Barcelona at the end of her trip, because she got word from Mark while she was gone that shit had been heating up in Joliet, that the Baron of Joliet had decided to basically turn the Free State of Joliet into a theocracy under the Church of Cain. and run out the Kai Teef and the Thin Bloods. So she cut her trip short to come home. But before that, she arranged for Vasily, the Toreador, former Prince of Prague, to be roused up and told him that he had a year to get his city back. Because in a year, Karlak would be in Chicago for a convention. And in return, she gets access to the city of Prague when she needs it because of her project there. So she came home and started immediately rallying the Bahari around the city. And at this point, she has rallied 6 gardens of Bahari. And that's what she's been doing.
He's been busy. Go for it, Magnus.
So Magnus planned to spend a relaxing 3 weeks, just spending time with Evie, and working with the clinics and with the werewolves, and strengthening his ties with them and with the cousins. Things didn't go to plan because about a week in, he got a call from Taylor telling him about what was happening in Joliet. So Magnus immediately started making trips down there to get whatever Kai Teef and Thin Bloods he could out and get them settled in Chicago. He hired quite a number of them to his clinics and has started getting them training as RNs, LPNs, and whatever other training they want. Basically, as long as they're willing to work, he's willing to pay them and give them a place to stay. Some he was able to settle with Ballard that didn't want to be working in, the medical field. And others, they wanted to do their own thing, but he made sure they at least had a place to stay that was safe and, they knew where they could go if anyone tried to threaten them. So, did that. And then he also was working at the time on Evie's project of having building a horse riding place down in the suburbs of Chicago. And some Church of Cain people just were chasing someone or something. Anyway, they decided to set the place on fire. And Magnus took that personally. He took that real personally. So he's been scouting out everything because he's decided that, maybe there just don't need to be any vampires in Joliet for a while. Just, they can't handle their shit. They're burning places down, starting trouble that's going to break the Masquerade. I think we just need to kind of wipe the slate clean. And so he's fully in agreement with Dr. Hammond that the situation needs to be handled.
Okay, well, 2 people are on the warpath. This is fine. Bastion, Wilson.
Hello. This last time, it was really fun for Bastion. He has been doing all the rounds, speaking with people, meeting people up, talking with a lot of people. He has doing his Primogen proud by interacting with all the roses in the whole city, talking about their dreams, their aspirations, their needs, their wants. They are a bunch of lousy piece of sheets that don't really need anything because they are all superficial as fuck. But Bastion has been at least trying. He tried. He really tried. Oh my god, these people. So after that, Bastion did actually employ a few of the Toreador, actually the coterie that he is a mauler of, to work. And they have been doing a lot of successful work. They have actually been trying to engage in social media. Things are working real hard for that. And also Bastion is taking a lot of time of his time to speak up in behalf of the coterie. in behalf of the whole community of Chicago. He's been talking with a lot of Ventru, a grueling work. And he even got to know a special someone that's not a Ventru, but it's deeply intertwined with the Ventru. This someone I believe we were going to meet in the future, very close. And he's got a little discussion time, quality time with Neely. Both of them have been doing some dancing lessons and things like that. It has been fun. And lastly, Bastian has been quietly entertained by the idea of some members of the coterie wanting to wage war in Joliet. So he's been offering his services to the coterie as well. If they want to kill some high priority targets or low priority targets, Bastian is more than happy to lend them his gun.
Okay, well, now we have team Let's Kill Everything in Joliet now. Theo, let's round this out. Please.
Hey kids, you like chantries? Because that's all Theo's been doing. He has established the Newberry Library. The Clan Tremere has bought the entire building and every right and maintenance and fee associated with it. So the Tremere owned the library outright, completely and utterly. Secondly, he has been interviewing his clan to get a sense of what the fuck everyone's doing and what they want to do. Thirdly, he has found some lovely choice basements that are going to be repurposed and refurbished in a couple spots. He has also been slowly starting to figure out the Tremere's political side to things. He is not going to be the primogen. No way in hell is he going to do that. He recommends the very magnanimous and lovely Tracy Graves for such a position, or maybe Regent, or if she wants to do both, she can, if she's crazy. And yeah, for the most part, Chantry established, Theo's main project over and done with. It's on to the next step now, which seems to be setting up for some sort of school. Yeah, that's all the major points for Theo.
So with all of that being said and updating you all on what our kindred have been doing, I would like to actually start off with someone's beast remembering an interaction from last act. Do you want to start, Bastian, and remember what he was doing?
I do believe that Bastian was receiving some sort of instruction, some sort of talking to by Annabelle. And as the talking was going on and on and on for what felt like hours, Bastian noticed a couple of eyes in the conversation. Those eyes were a little too deep. And then Bastian tried to pass on a message. Bastian tried to make it very clear to the Primogen that he was being submissive. He was being compliant. But actually the real message that he was trying to pass was to those pair of eyes that he did not buy into this bullshit. He did not see Annabelle as his superior. She was just older, nothing more. And there were actual older kindred nearby. And those were the eyes that Bastian was trying to impress.
And as you were trying to impress, as this was happening all in Annabelle's office within the Elysium, she was told eventually to go powder her nose and take a walk for a moment. As Helena caught on to those messages and sent Annabelle for a walk. And she sits down across from Bastian, looking at him directly and asking what was his true point and what was he wanting to do most.
Bastian's answer for that was a smile, a sly grin, and saying that he wanted to entertain her. He asked if she was happy with the show. And he asked if he could keep going, entertaining her more and more with his act in the city.
And she would remind him that he has cost her already several pawns, 2, and that was entertaining her. And that's when she did a little trick of the mind, asking, would he replace those pawns?
But of course, why wouldn't Bastian help such a lovely, powerful kindred? Of course, in return, Bastian also asked for a favor. He were to meet with a few kindred. Older kindred he has no way to contact, but she does. Because those specific kindred were his lineage, and they were a taint. And Bastian wanted to understand what led them into such a terrible way, and maybe even clean this taint from his bloodline.
And Elena nodded, saying that she would help, because of course it's part of her bloodline, and she doesn't want it tainted, as he was saying. However, being that he's removed her pawns and the power broking of the city was going a little awry, she did ask. Well, no, she didn't ask. By this time, she was commanding, as he felt being mesmerized by her, that he was to replace her pawns. And not just mesmerize, there was a subtle directive, submerged directive, and rationalized put into that, basically stating this is what he was to do for her, commanding him to make sure that he supplied her with the pawns that she needed. And he wasn't going to remember. This was going to be all his idea. But Bastian, how did Bastian's beast feel about this, being confined into a cage?
Where Bastian was all smiles and compliance, his beast was not so happy. What Bastian was being subjected to was no different than what the poor neonates of the city were, being influenced by the elders. Their actions were simply unforgivable. They were using their power to suppress and to command. And Bastian's beast is an unruly thing. It was not happy being commanded, even more so by that terrible monster that sat across him.
And as she wraps up her conversation with him, she does make sure that the beast complies, even though Bastian will not remember any of this conversation. But in the next several months, his beast every night goes over that conversation, reminding how it's gotten itself into a cage and he can't get out. We're going to then move to a lovely, I say lovely as in books are all over the place, flowers, not just flowers, and we're talking pungent flowers. And it's not just a vase or not just a floral decoration. The whole fucking office is just covered. You have to move vases just to walk into the fucking office. And that's where we find Taylor, soon to be joined by Theo.
As she walked in this evening, The last admin was getting ready to leave and warned her that some flowers had been delivered for her today. Because Taylor's going in, she had already got approved for a leave of absence. She's got some things she wants to take care of now that she's back, and she's going to be dealing with Joliet and a few other things she's got on her plate. So she's approving some syllabi for the adjuncts that are covering for her and doing a few loose ends wrapping up this evening. As she goes into her office and sees this, literally she knocked over one of the arrangements trying to open the fucking door. And she's just like, what the absolute fuck? And she looks down at one of the arrangements that's in front of her and picks up the card. What does the card say?
One night, one dance, always on my mind. It just has K.
That motherfucker.
Down the hall, Taylor hears, "Excuse me, sir, can you help me locate... You smell flowers?"
Oh, yeah. We've been smelling flowers all fucking day. You're talking for Dr. Hammond? Yeah. Down there. Don't worry. I think, he'll actually look down. Oh, yeah. Door's cracked. That thing's been pungent for the past 2-3 days. Woo! Glad she actually got in. You just go down there. You can't miss the door.
Thank you.
The dahlias need to be watered. Oh, my God.
But dahlias, this motherfucker's talking about onions as Theo opens the door. What's this about?
Oh, good. You can help. Help me carry these to the fucking dumpster.
And you will now see why the dahlia smell is coming out.
The dahlias. Not
onions, dahlias, whatever. It's a thing.
The dahlias.
He doesn't know flowers, clearly.
And sweet Vidalia onions, the best bouquet scent ever, right?
Yeah.
This is obscene.
Yes, this is obscene. And she just she's obviously livid. She's just like gesturing.
Actually, Theo'd like to check, and he's going to try his whole social graces thing and suss out if Taylor is pissed because brouhaha or just pissed. Whatever you feel that would be a check for, dear storyteller.
Oh, I'd say what's an insight, but I mean,
sounds fair.
Whatever he gets,
is there much difference?
I say Polarkino's dose because why not? You don't know what's fueled, the bruja or the woman or the bruja. It's kind of like a pair. It's like a Gemini. You don't know what the fuck you got. It changes every 15 minutes.
No, instead she's a Pisces, so both the fish are like ready to attack.
Yeah, fuck. Good luck. I'm gonna go out. Bye.
Dad, why are these koi growling at each other? That'd be 2 successes.
Oh, so what did she get for 2 successes, Dr. Hammond?
You just know she's fucking pissed.
Yeah, then Theo's not going to quip too much. He'll just start like distributing from Dr. Hammond, from Dr. Hammond, from Dr. Hammond. Yeah,
and she's like loading him up, and she's got some, and she's like, here, it's this way. And she takes him out the back where there's dumpsters and stuff. And she's like, Khalil, Ravana.
Wait a minute. He's the Ravnos, right?
Yeah.
Junie, for just one of the random things of flowers in my hand, I'm going to sense the unseen. Are these flowers even fucking real?
Oh, they're 139% real. They're so real, you could question your own existence. You will, as you are holding that flower, notice the gray, the gold speckled glitter that is coming off of them onto your fingers.
Glitter. Theo just casually like wipes his hand against like the side of a brick wall or something
to get the glitter off. Good luck with that.
It doesn't work.
Piece.
I have a butane torch in my basement. I can probably just light my hands on fire and clean off most of it.
And so after we do a few trips back and forth, getting rid of these nasty ass flowers, she's like, oh God, I'm going to have to get like some Febreze or something in here.
It's annoying is it smells so strongly of rose. I don't smell rose anymore. It's like a different scent.
Fuck. And she grabs her laptop and actually says, come with me. There's another office we can use. And so we go down the hallway a bit to another office, and she turns on the lights and gets in there and sets up and says, okay, what can I do for you, Theo?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just baffled. If someone can fake everything, why put in the effort of real flowers?
Because he doesn't take no for an answer.
Really? I wonder what other letters with those. I wonder other words with those two letters he doesn't even acknowledge. Not. Never.
Yeah.
Primarily, I was in the neighborhood.
Well, welcome. You caught me here. My last night here for this term. I am taking a leave of absence. I have some things I need to handle. So I need some time.
How was your trip? In more general terms, I'm sure.
Fruitful. Fruitful. Got the kids all set up. I say kids, they're grown-ups, but still. They're all
Kids.
set up. Yeah. And of course, Karlak didn't like that I wasn't interested in him anymore. So I know he's been doing, since I've been back, a few things to try to draw me back to him. I go now, plan on going once a month for the next few months, just to check in with Lena and see how things are going. I did bring back a new ghoul with me. She's now working in the library here. But yeah, and yeah.
So what you're saying is Khalil and Karlak need to form a small little support group so they can bitch about you without ever having to interact with you again.
That would be fucking lovely.
It probably will never happen. That seems too good to be true for you.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Yeah. Oh no. God, I'm gonna have to tell Mark about this, and he's gonna lose his shit.
You think so? He seemed pretty irrational when I met him.
Oh God. You know what? Fuck it. And so she calls Mark.
He doesn't even look at the phone at the moment because as the phone is answered, you hear a mild explosion in the back. And he'll go, you wreck them, we deck them. How can I help you?
Hey there.
Oh, shit. Hi. Oh, I'm sorry. Hi. Well, good morning. Guys, take 5. I got to go take this. I'll be back in a minute. And you hear him walk away, close the door, take a deep breath and go, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Sounds like your night's going better than mine.
Well, I mean, we got some new bazookas and a couple of TNTs and, you know.
Oh, you're having fun with the party favors. I get you.
Well, we're making sure that they go off for strategic targets.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I walked into my office today, and it was completely full of floral arrangements.
I didn't send you any flowers.
No, you didn't. Khalil did.
I'm sorry, who the fuck?
Khalil.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
That little bitch ass?
Mm-hmm.
Gave you flowers.
Oh, not just gave me flowers. My entire office, every surface and the floor.
Obsessed enough?
You think?
Okay, how would...
Through the receiver in the background, Theo just shouts to Mark, inundated!
Bombed my office with flowers.
How did Magnus respond back to when his girlfriend got all blown up? I think I'm starting to feel why he's getting overly protective about shit.
Just wanted to let you know.
I won't do anything unless you want me to, but
Hey,
how about if I
you're
just
your
make
own
it
man. Do what the fuck you want.
I know I'm my own man. I'm not trying to step on your toes because you are your own woman and I know you can bitch slap the bitch. I'm calling you a bitch because he ain't worth being called a man. True?
Oh, of course.
Thank you. How about if I take you out tonight?
That works.
Okay.
I got some
I'll
things
pick
to
you up.
take care of, but that works.
Oh, what do you have to take out?
Oh, I've put in for a leave of absence. I'm taking some time off this term.
Hoping to stop by and just, rub my bike outside the school to see if I can get you to hop on.
Oh, of course you can. You can come by here. Give me about an hour to wrap some things up and we're good.
Well, okay. Between that or the cell block, one of the two.
Okay.
I'll find out. It depends. I'm all the way out here in Wheaton.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. We're trying to solidify everything that's been taken over before we make that big push on Joshua.
Yeah. Well, I've got my folks ready to roll.
Okay. Well, as soon as we get the go, I'll let y'all know. And don't you have your friends down here or down Joliet or somewhere?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to be doing a reconnaissance mission quickly, and then I'll pick you up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Perfect. I'm sorry, hon.
Yeah. Luckily, Theo stopped by and we could at least take them all to the dump. But
yeah, that's kind of where they belong.
Yeah. Oh, and they had glitter.
Oh, that's a tacky shit.
It's on my shirt.
Oh, great. Now we can call it Team Theodore because now he's more sparkling than Team Edward. Twilight, bitch!
Anything that makes you laugh like that, Taylor, worries me.
Bye, babe.
The hell did he even say to you?
He says it's now Team Theo instead of Team Edward for Twilight.
Oh, for the love of... Oh, wow, I'm still here. I didn't frenzy from that comment. Damn. Oh, well, fine. I guess if my beast doesn't want to deal with the bullshit, I'll have to. Well, I'm pretty sure you're sick of flowers.
Yes, absolutely. Well, cut flowers do me no fucking good. I can't fucking plant them. They just die in 2 to 3 days.
Oh, how is that copy you asked me to make working out for you?
Works just fine.
Is it excellent? I was hoping for such.
Yeah, works just fine. I do need to get the original back when when your people are done.
Mm-hmm. I have also taken the liberty of small bits of preservation to help. Nothing that I can do, but I've restored bits that need to be restored and they're repaired.
Perfect. Yeah, just let me know when your people are done. I'll get it from you. Because I do have to return that back to Cuthbert. So
of course, the last thing I want is to steal from one of the most well-known researchers in these nights.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I guess well, thanks for stopping by.
Of course.
Appreciate your help. I've got some things to wrap up here. I got some syllabi to approve for the professors and stuff before I take my leave. But I'll swing by the cell block after I'm done here.
Please do. I have something for you.
Oh.
And then he will hold his hand out, shake it, pull her into a quick half hug, and then salute. I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
And with any luck, you won't step out to find your car full of flowers next.
Well, it'd be really hard for him to do that to a bike.
Stuff it in the exhaust pipe.
Okay, if he stuffed flowers in my fucking exhaust pipe, I would hunt that bastard down tonight and drag him behind my bike.
All right. Well, now all we have now is very, very clear boundaries being established.
It's already bad enough he made my admin staff fucking stop their work to bring that many fucking flowers back to my office over God knows how much time.
With those, it took us roughly an hour. So I would say for them, it was collectively 15 minutes from each.
But
give or
still, it's disruptive
Incredibly.
and disrespectful.
If he had left a path in your office, it may have been somewhat dismissible, but
Oh no, he definitely wants to be noticed.
which is so strange. I always thought Ravnos made you look at things that weren't there. Maybe I just don't know enough about him. All the same,
Yeah,
one doctor to another, my sympathies.
thank you.
Enjoy your time with Mark whenever the hell he gets here,
Yeah, or he'll catch me at the bar, whatever.
and hope to see you at the cell block.
Absolutely. Have a
And
good
then,
night.
Of course, good night, Taylor. And then Theo will get out and probably just drive off to the cell block.
And as Taylor is approving sell by, Theo is traveling. We are going to Spotter, Magnus, and Bastion. Where are you guys at?
We're heading back from Joliet.
Doing our own reconnaissance.
And are you guys talking in a car? Who's driving?
Magnus has the car, so
Okay.
he's driving
leave it to
everyone.
you.
Because if I remember correctly, Bastion does not have an American license, and I don't know if Spotter has a car.
I don't have a car.
Okay, so there we go.
I can't even drive. So whatever.
Bastion can drive, but the police not good with that.
Exactly. And Magnus doesn't feel like using his police connections just so Bastion can drive. So Magnus is driving.
I will
Bastion
leave it to it.
in the back seat. Bastion is cleaning up his rifle. I really hoped that I was going to use my rifle a little bit more tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like wood ticks.
Here's
They
the
won't-
thing about Church of Cain. If you scare them off, they just go underground. What we
Mhm.
want is to get all of them and ash them so that they never come back. You don't deal with a cult by hitting them 1 and 2 at a time. You tear them out root and branch.
It's a good approach. Generally, when something like that is my objective, I generally enter, the cult, and I start, making friends, things like that, get to know them from the inside. And then when they're a little, distracted, I plant a Google chew inside there. They make the old steak during the day kind of deal. Wrap up is real easy.
I mean, potentially we could do that. You'll have to talk to Taylor about it. I think she's wanting to do things a little more publicly.
Oh, it's only my approach. We are doing this as a coterie. I'm not going to pry on the methods chosen. Besides, this method is not particularly good for using my gun, and as I just declared, I would like to use it more. I've been trying my best, to do a few tricks, trick or true. Josephine has been an angel in that regard. That club of hers, I have to take the both of you there sometime. It's amazing what you can do in that shooting range. But my practices aside, what did we gather on the place? What do you two have to say?
Junie, what did we gather?
I'm so glad you asked that. Hello. As you guys are actually, and I've given you guys the private map of where you guys were going, what you did realize is, ironically enough, there is 2 schools behind, or actually right, kind of like right behind the Hobby Lobby. I know what I said. One is called Joliet Catholic Academy, and right across the street is called Holy Family. They're connected, the schools, and ironically enough, your target has been known to do part of his homilies for evening masses at Holy Family. He's also known as one of the board of directors for the evening services over at Joliet Catholic Academy. And many of the Church of Cain happens to turn around and be around this particular area of Kieran Terrace, the Kieran Terrace area, as well as all down Ingalls Avenue, Bridal Wealth Acres, Midland Avenue West. They're all kind of slowly going from that area and spreading out. It's not just Kindred. I've gotten some humans into it too. What's a masquerade? Doesn't matter when you're talking about religion, right?
Root and branch.
Yeah, I mean, so what was this? Just hey, I don't want to make sure Bastion has a good night. They already know we're here. I mean, they've clocked us. We're just driving around.
They've clocked us. That doesn't mean that they've clocked we're going to be a threat.
Oh, I have some ideas about that. If we're interested.
Okay.
Looking for a new lake.
There's no real water around here. And that's not funny. It's hilarious, but stop. Well, there's 2 schools, and I feel bad about knocking down a school.
It's at night. None of the students are there.
I know, but where are they going to go to school?
You think they won't be happy about that?
I know, but and you get this downstream effects. You get the parents that got to stay home and they got to pay for babysitting, and there's a whole lot of things.
They'll
you
just have to go to one of the public schools. It's fine.
Oh God.
Who are you? What did you do to Magnus that's not worried about the community?
I'm very concerned about the community not being infected by these fanatics. Sure. Getting kids away from these fanatics is good for the community.
That was joking. It's the whole treating the whole infection instead of only the symptoms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, is one of those sermons happening tonight? Do we know? Driving past? Okay. What could we do?
We could perhaps organize a little incursion during one of those mass meetings.
What kind of incursion?
It depends. We could try and go for a little more stealthy approach, We deal with them, talk a little, get a little more information about the numbers, people who are the important targets. I have some experience with churches, not the Church of... Was it Cain?
Mm-hmm. Church of Cain, yeah. They mainly are part of the Sabbat, but they branch out from time to time.
Yeah.
And then they usually get stomped on either by the elders of the Camarilla, who do not want a church coming in and grabbing up power in their area, or by various other groups that are not fans of the Church of Cain.
That tends to happen with Sabbat, to remember correctly. Yeah, we go there. They tend to, make it real public, real easy to know who's in charge, who's leading, who's doing what.
Oh, yeah, they don't care about the masquerade. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Yet another reason to get rid of them.
I'm not particularly keen on what the Anarchs are doing in Wheaton. That's more of Taylor's part of the deal. But even if they are doing an amazing job, we don't need that kind of attention.
Mm-hmm. Particularly not with 2i already building a base in Chicago.
Literally, the problem is already on the door. If Fallout is or not being, though, it's just going to call even more of those angry bees. And I'm
The
not
problem
talking
is-
about Cindy.
Yes. The problem is a lot of these kindred have decided that all they have to do is just show how powerful they are, and the mortals will just bow down and follow them, just like in the old days. And they don't realize how far the world has moved beyond them. I swear, so many of them withdraw from the world and from society so much, only keeping 1 or 2 touchstones, if that, that they don't realize how much more powerful humanity has gotten. There are exponentially more humans around than there used to be. It used to be one vampire could wipe out a town with the proper gifts and the proper abilities. But now, you get enough people with enough guns like there are in this country, and a lot of kindred will just go down.
Yeah, I am. If I do remember correctly, the two of you have been doing work with kindred in similar position from the Undercity, right?
They're willing to learn. They're willing to change. Sabbat and Church of Cain fools aren't.
I am more than happy to give them a proper lesson. Generally speaking, off the explosive round type of deal.
We don't want them to go into hiding. But
Fine.
I don't know. I think we need to coordinate with Taylor a bit before we make any hits.
Yes, we do bring every aspect and every perspective into this, so we decide a better plan.
I'm good individually. I'm good as part of a group. But I was never a military commander. So better to talk with someone who has been more of a ruler type. And yes, I know you have experience with guerrilla warfare, Bastion, but were you the planning type or were you the shooting type?
Good try. I'm not going to reveal all my secrets right now, Magnus.
Okay.
Got anything, Spotter?
We're being followed.
Do you think?
Less thinking, more knowing. I just don't know exactly where they are.
Okay. Well, that's something we can do something about.
Time of night is it? Is it
Cool.
busy?
I'm sorry.
Is it what time of night is it? Is it busy? Is it a lot of traffic? A lot of people?
It's your steady flow of traffic. You're talking about good 30, 40 cars you could see in a line. You're going up 55 right now. That will lead you right into the heart of the loop. And it's a steady flow of traffic. No one's weaving in or being assholey, which is weird at times. But do you know people are driving at a nice steady pace? You just know that once you crossed into Chicago's just like, there is something going on. You need this in the back of your mind. Don't go directly to wherever you're going to go. By the way, where are you guys going?
Well, we were going to go back to the cell block, but once Spotter said we're being followed, that plan went out the window. So now Magnus is thinking about where
Place out of
should we
sight.
go?
An old warehouse behind the Hobby Lobby. I mean, no one's going there.
Oh, no. We're out of that area now. I'm
Okay,
pretty
right.
sure we're on our way back from Joliet.
Oh, you're-
We're at 55 and into Chicago. So
Yeah, you're once you get into Chicago, that's where Chicago kind of tingled on you. Yeah. The Hobby
Mhm.
Lobby's like at least an hour south right now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and most of Chicago doesn't like register Hobby Lobbies as actually something that holds hobbies in there, more of just,
Yeah. Like there's no changelings in the area because they're too banal.
I mean, around the Hobby Lobby, it is banal as fuck. But anyhow, it's yeah, you're doing well to drive in. Chicago's just letting you know things are going on. You get a little whispers, little tidbits and secrets that you didn't really notice, and understanding why certain things are happening. But you get a little bit of a thing. You get a little bit of a tingle.
Magnus is going to take an exit. And he's starting to drive. Starting to drive towards a certain garage that he knows.
Is it the garage of the cousins that you know?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay.
And
do you
he
actually drive to it, or?
Oh,
how
he
we
pulls
doing?
out his phone as he's driving and starts texting them. Just like, hey, I'm being tailed. Gonna drive by the shop. If something were to happen, to their vehicle, doesn't Sparky have a little bit of some little friends he can send toward it?
You get a text back. Are you driving or are you passenger?
Driving.
Why are you texting me?
Because I can.
Fucking kindred. Like, oh my God. Humans still can't do it. Wow. The audacity. It'll be audacity is how they type it. Just drive. Well, you know what? We'll do a drive-by. You drive in, we'll tunnel you out. If they follow in, we take them out.
Sounds good to me.
Wait, are they human or are they you?
Unsure. Haven't spotted them yet. Just know they're there.
Look, I love you to death as my cousin, but you all taste like ash. I can't eat ya. I can eat a couple of humans, not a problem. It's just, one big gulp. But, you guys have a lingering aftertaste of ash bouquet. It's not really nice when I have to kiss my boyfriend.
Valid.
So I was just wondering, what am I
Spotter,
dealing
can
with?
you look and see if you can see them?
Yeah, Spotter will try.
Bastion is also going to try.
Oh, sure. By all means.
Magnus is not going to try because his wits and decks are fully focused on trying to not crash.
That's fine.
Wits awareness again?
Yeah, wits and awareness for both of y'all.
Okay. I had a surge from last time.
I'm going to surge.
You mean that I can now turn around and roll dice?
Okay, no hunger.
Don't
Increase.
leave him better. Hi, y'all. Rolling first time for this part 2. Yay. Ooh, had to get a dog.
That's a willpower reroll if I ever seen one.
You got a 6. Ooh, nice. Oh, yeah, they're fucked. I got a 6. Oh, what you got, Bastion?
Oh, I got a simple 4.
Okay. Well, they rolled a 4 and you rolled a 4. So you do see their headlights. Spotter, it's a 1979 Marquis. Real gas guzzler. But they're all trying to be, nonchalant about it. Maybe they saw a movie. I don't know. Something Donnie Brasco bullshit. But you do see 2 guys in front. They just look like average guys, and one's sitting in shotgun, laid back, relaxed. You do see that there are 2 other guys in the back. There may be a barrel of a shotgun that you may or may not see because you rolled a 6. It's fine. It's a usual welcome party. Hi, welcome to Illinois.
Okay, is it quiet by the garage?
Oh, it's quiet by the garage?
Yeah.
No.
Like
This
where we're
is-
going. Like, is it out of the way?
No, it's not out of the way. It's actually it's just south of some of the main highways, and it's run by knockers and red caps. So
Okay.
quiet is not.
But can I,
It's not an option.
can I do kindred bullshit?
But why not? In front of knockers? Sure. Why the fuck not?
Okay, I'm going to roll down the windows
Okay.
and I'm going to obfuscate. And I'm going to get on the roof of the car. And I'm going to wait till we get into that alley.
It's not that hard.
I haven't said anything to you guys. I just disappeared and got on the roof.
So Magnus asks Spotter, "Can you see them?" And then Spotter, the window rolls down and Spotter vanishes. Awesome.
Yeah. This is what happens. It's fine.
Okay. So does Bastion tell Magnus what he sees?
Well, that's an answer. Yeah, that headlight.
Okay. Now that he's had the vehicle pointed out, can he at least recognize that it's a 79 marquee?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Once they've
so
turned a couple of corners, you could start to see they're not like right up on you. They're about 2 car lengths behind. They're
Mhm.
they're flying casually.
Yeah. Can he see how many people are in the vehicle?
Well, being that you're driving, I would say you at least know there might be 2. I'll give
Okay.
you that.
At least 2, possibly more. 79 marquee.
Do you want our car to stop?
No, I've got a little welcome party planned for them. Although I might end up owing a lot of bacon.
I ask again, do you want the car to stop?
I'll tell you when, and then you can stop the car.
Very well. He takes out his rifle, he rolls down the window, he starts to take some measurements in his head, but he's not going to put the rifle out just yet.
You feel a lightly tap on your shoulder. It just holds up. One thing, you hear one thing. Is this like the Shanky version of Obfuscate? Where it's mental?
No, I say you disappear from everyone. I mean, it's like life reflection for me. At least that's how I view it.
Okay. I just I'll very lightly tap, and I'll just put a hand on the shoulder as a stopping or waiting gesture.
Mm-hmm. Bastion didn't get any word, so he's not going to shoot anything. At least not for now.
Yeah. Magnus drives past the shop just like he was told to.
And you see one guy just kind of, see a guy, he's short in stature. He's got some like metal hair that's like this real vibrant purple mixed in with some blue. And as you kind of like start to turn into the garage, you actually see that it's like this fish or kind of like this mohawk, and the colors are neon and they're vibrating in his hair. And they will pull you, they'll kind of give you the signal to go in. And as you drive right through the garage, they tell you they direct you to turn through a back way as the marquee starts to turn right in.
Yep. Magnus just keeps going.
And then you start to see the lights of the garage turn off. I think it's real quiet, which is normally weird, especially for knockers and red caps. But you don't see a pair of headlights follow you after that.
Okay. Magnus just takes the car and heads back to the cell block.
Wow. He gets back in the car. And he's pouting so he doesn't drop Obfuscate.
You're no fun.
I didn't do the trick I wanted to try out.
Sorry, y'all. Ask for help from the cousins, and when you do that, you keep to what they tell you to do. You
No
don't break a
worries.
deal.
I'm sure I'll have plenty of opportunities.
Oh, I'll make sure of it.
You get a text. motherfucking Ash.
Magnus starts to text and then just stops.
Tell him to enjoy the free car.
Sends a text to a friend that he has. And after a little negotiation, just sends a text back to the cousin. Like, okay, so don't freak the mortals out, but got you a reservation for you and your boyfriend at one of the nicest restaurants in Chicago. The bill is on me.
Okay, this is fine. I will tell you, at least the card was a classic going down, and I used the fender as a toothpick.
Gotcha.
Thanks. By the way, it's going to be a big fucking tab.
Oh, I expect that.
Oh, good, because the boyfriend's a red cap too.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you. All right. No bill on this, though. I'm going to drown in mouthwash now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And
I mean, I've heard the taste of Malort can take care of anything, but, you know, I don't know if you want to inflict that on yourself.
I'm not a motherfucking guru. Fuck off.
All right. Have a good night.
Mm-hmm. And you head back to the cell block, which I'm sure at the same time Theo is. Where are you, Taylor? Are you still doing your syllabus, or are you heading back to the
She's
cell
heading to
block?
the cell block now.
Okay. You saw Theo, Spotter, and Rich, and you kind of all get there as as Taylor is about, is taking off now to head to y'all.
Those who arrive to see Theo is like bringing some things in from his car. He's got like his arms full of stuff. They're just wrapped up in simple like brown paper and some strings, but they have like cards with them and all that stuff.
You need a hand?
Oh, if you could just get the door for me.
Sure.
And then he'll sidle on in. Some of the packages are definitely bigger than others, but not entirely. And then some are very small.
Science project? Oh, it's the silent type of science.
Secret.
What's with the exquisite amount of anti-Bastion action tonight?
Seriously. Keeping a secret in front of Bastion.
Taylor walks in.
Oh, look, there's the flower arrangement herself.
Don't make me fucking punch you.
It would hurt. Please don't. And as Theo sets things down, he then will walk over to the closest sink, blast on the hot water, and you see him sort of Lady Macbething it a little bit, but trying not to actually cause damage. He just wants the fucking glitter off his hands.
Magnus walks in. He took a walk through the neighborhood to get rid of, in no particular order, the SIM card, the battery, and the phone, just to make sure that if anything got tracked, it didn't get tracked down to him. He trusts the cousins to know what to do with their stuff or to already have that handled, because knockers do weird things with technology.
So yes, as Theo kindly referenced, I walked into my office tonight to finish up some things so I could take a leave of absence, and my office was completely filled with flower arrangements.
Oh. You don't sound too pleased.
They were from Khalil.
That weird guy?
Oh, that wimpy dickhead from the dance.
Yes, that guy.
No, The one who was glaring at her and Mark the whole night as they were dancing and didn't ever once try to talk to her.
Never have I
No.
seen
He
someone...
tried to talk to her. He tried to get a dance with her, and Mark didn't let him finish the dance.
Well, then clearly he didn't try hard enough.
Well, I mean,
maybe
if the lady
trying
doesn't
hard.
want to dance with you, then
The
Maybe
dance card's
trying
full, the dance
too
card's full.
hard. Trying too hard. I think that's the problem.
And they had glitter.
Actually,
Now
Taylor
that's
would
just
notice-
rude.
Taylor would notice that aside from Theo's now effectively scrubbed hands, he is a doctor. His shirt does not have any of the glitter that she saw on it before.
Okay, how did you do that?
Oh, I threw the old one in the trunk and got out my spare.
Excellent.
you should burn it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe set up an Aztec sacrifice just to make sure that it stays dead.
Is there any kind of Tremere ritual that would, like, I don't know, curse him through the glitter?
As you see, her sweater is fucking sparkling from carrying all the fucking flour. Can you look at it to see if it's something weird or if it's just fucking glitter?
Yeah, that was my question. Is it just
Theo will
because it's tacky?
Theo will
Sense
blink
the
his
unseen.
eyes, yeah, just to be safe.
Sense
like,
the
all right,
unseen.
why not? Let's see here.
It's just
Is-
fucking glitter.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry to tell you this, Taylor, but it's the worst thing ever invented. It's just glitter.
Great.
The herpes of craft.
Yes, because
Mhm.
that shit will get in your carpet. It will get everywhere. It will never go away.
You
Never
have
work with
you-
herpes.
You have a small gold fleck on like the corner of your tooth.
Fuck.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. Here, on this note, would you like some good news instead? Theo reaches over to a table and hands her a very small, like a manila envelope, and he tells her, open delicately. He then hands a long sort of box and sets it in Magnus's hands. He hands a small box and gives it to Bastion, and then a box that seems a little wider in certain spots and narrower in others for Spotter.
Little early for Christmas.
Oh,
I'm
incredibly.
very thankful.
Which one of you wants to open it first?
Taylor will be grabbing gloves from her bag because when she hears delicate, she's like, okay, what the fuck
It's
am
like,
I
oh,
handling?
delicate. I'm an archaeologist, motherfucker. I'll show you
I'll
delicate.
show you delicate. And she gently opens the envelope
And
and
inside,
pulls it and then starts to reach in and pull whatever's in it out.
inside is another envelope. This one's far more weathered. There is a seal on it that is broken and looks like it has been for some time. The paper is old but well maintained.
What does the seal have on it?
It's very, very familiar to a certain time back before she was ever embraced. And you see Theo just looking at her, seeming expectant to have her open it.
She's looking at the seal, studying it for a moment. Is there anything written on the front of the envelope?
It is addressed to Lady Hester Stanhope.
She opens it up.
And inside is a correspondence letter from one John Moore.
She opens it, reads it. You actually see her eyes start to well a bit with blood tears.
And everyone else notices Theo's eyes go wide because he didn't seem to be expecting that one.
She folds it, puts it back, closes it. Thank you, Theo. I never got that one.
I will tell you, part of my idea for giving it to you was simply to see if I could even find one of the damn things. It is unbelievably difficult to get old, well-preserved letters. So I am glad that you like it and am shocked that you like it that much.
He was the love of my life.
I understand that you are not one to wish to live in the past, but to have mementos is never a bad thing.
No, it's not. Thank you.
He'll then turn and look to the other three. Who's next?
Now I'm marvelously curious. Please allow me. And Bastion is carefully, not as careful as Taylor, but still carefully going to open his.
Okay. In Bastions, it is first a dark wooden box with a simple brass latch in front, not even lock, just a flip up so that it can be opened. When he opens that, and sorry, I have to have a certain phrase in front of me so I can remember exactly what I'm reading here. So thank you for your patience. It is very well respected. Okay. It is a gemstone that I'm certain Bastion is at least passingly familiar with. It is an imperial topaz, better known as the national gem of Brazil. It is carved in a very specific shape, though. It is carved in the shape of a corsage orchid, one of the flowers seen throughout Brazil everywhere.
Bastion is going to take it with real carefulness. Look at it from different angles. And then look at Theo. What do you mean by this?
In case you missed home.
He puts it back, closes it. Thank you.
And then he'll turn and look at Spotter and Magnus.
I can go. I will make sure Wrecker's off. And open the package.
Spotter, you open to what at first you think is just like a small, like handheld spiral notebook, but you realize that as you flip the pages, it's too small for notes, but there are sleeves inside that hold cards. As you look through, the pattern becomes pretty obvious. Each of these cards are baseball cards. Each of them is a very well-known Chicago player from some point in history. Every single one of the 10 that are in there are all signed.
Holy shit.
Oddly enough, you would be amazed at how inexpensive certain baseball players' autographs are. I would think some would be far harder to retrieve than others.
Yeah, some of these I didn't even think still existed. This is wow.
The last
Okay.
one to come together was the Williams one there, that third card.
Yeah, Jesus. Well, all right. He goes over and gives Theo a hug.
That's also making Theo's eyes go wide, like, damn, but he hugs back.
And he goes back and he still looks through it. He's looking at the back. He's not touching them, but
Hey, they're pretty well reserved. Like, only a couple spots do you see where there's like minor damage, but collectors would still be like, no, that's serviceable.
absolutely. Thank you very much.
And then lastly, he'll turn and look at Magnus.
Magnus carefully opens his package.
And inside is a cardboard box, which clearly shows the opening at the very top of it.
Mhm.
And as you reach in, you feel at first it's like some sort of fabric, but it's coiled. When you reach a bit further down and there's a handle, and as you pull it out, it comes out with this beautifully preserved saber from a time that I'm certain Magnus remembers at least a little.
Oh yeah.
But this doesn't have weathering or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Magnus looks it over to see if there are any markings on it.
You do see like some branding and stuff like that. It's clearly a saber from the Union side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And Theo, as you turn to look at him, just gives a quick nod. you were by far the hardest person to shop for, because I don't believe we have had enough talks for me to get a sense of what you like or are connected to. Aside from your business, but business is business. And as I'm slowly learning throughout my time with this fucking coterie, apparently business isn't all that can get you through it on life. So
That part right there.
Amen, brother.
Magnus takes out the cavalry saber, and
it's sharp, gleaming, polished, everything.
And he just takes a few practice swings, and those of you that know combat pretty well can tell he is very comfortable with this.
I will say there was a small contribution on the assistance of something specific with that particular sword, courtesy of Tracy Graves.
My thanks to you and to her. I had one. We were allowed to keep it at the end of the war, but I originally just came up here to Chicago on a visit. And then back in the day, you couldn't really travel very easily between cities. At least not unless you had a good amount of money and people that were trustworthy to get you from place to place. So it all went to other people when I died.
Well, I'm glad to provide something to connect you again.
Thank you.
But I do have a question for you, Tio.
Mm.
What motivated you to give us this?
You all are socially inclined jackasses who wouldn't let me just sit in a bubble. Felt I owed you something.
Oh, it was a compliment, I think.
As close as you can get from me right now.
Oh, I see.
And I'm sorry I didn't put too much effort into these gifts. Turns out setting up a chantry is a bear of a project.
Yeah.
Okay. Taylor, when was that letter from?
The late 1700s, maybe.
Or
No,
later.
sorry.
It was
you were born in that time.
1809.
Oh, okay. So that was easy.
Well, no, hers was definitely the most difficult thing to track down amongst all of these.
Okay.
You know.
And to think, I almost bought her a canopic jar.
Oh God, Egyptology is not my thing. It is not my thing. I was in Cairo once. Okay, we're talking late 20s into the early 30s. I was in Cairo once, and I didn't even go to Tut's tomb. Fuck that guy running that shit. That was fucking bullshit. But anyway, because he stole half the fucking shit and took it to Britain. But but no, I went to instead.
It's so entertaining to watch you go passionately about something, Taylor.
I mean, she's right. The biggest,
You're muted.
sorry, my internet.
It all stopped for us too. You're all good.
Okay.
Now he's way off delay, isn't he?
Oh, jeez.
I think you're okay now.
Yeah.
You're
Thank
okay
you.
now, John.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the technical difficulty understanding. All right, I think you're good.
Okay. I don't know what's going on, but we're all good. Yes. Sorry. I was just gonna say that the biggest collection of thieves sits in the British Museum currently.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes.
Let's try to avoid a rant. There's not enough brouhaha for Taylor
I'm
to
not
hit.
going to go into a rant. That's something everyone knows about.
Just a fact, not a rant.
Yes. I can go into a little bit about the whole Europe situation on that regard. But going about nowadays, the news, besides the whole bouquet situation, Taylor, and thank you for the gifts, Theo. How are the two of you doing?
I have a chantry position. Does that count?
I don't know. I'm not too interent in the Tremere politics.
If you were, I'd probably be obliged to ask you how you learned all that information.
Ain't nobody got time for that. But
Yeah.
I mean, my first guess would be pillow talk, but you know.
Hey,
You think Tremeres have the time for that? Well, the ones that
they
do
don't.
They
They
make
don't.
time for some of them.
They really don't.
No,
House Karna exists.
not my speed. I am not a political figure by any stretch. Truly, I am just going to be the person overseeing the teaching of Clan Tremere. So it's sort of what I already wanted to do with my assignment to reestablish the chantry here. Just now I'm not doing it because Clan requested. I'm just doing it because I recognize it's something I can do. So that was my just reward for dealing with all the horse shit just to get my clan to actually have a goddamn foothold in Chicago again.
That is rather nice.
It's
The
not
reward
terrible.
for a job well done is more work.
At least you have to, actually get a say on what your clan does.
It is pretty nice, and I'm slowly encouraging that we stop being so antisocial, because I'm already seeing what a small-scale version of that looks like between all of us. So if I can get the rest of my clan to at least be neutral on interacting with other kindred, just maybe we might actually be able to do some shit again. How about you, Taylor? How are you? Aside from floral aggravation.
Oh, that. And, it's not enough that I have to walk into my office for that. I also have to deal with Karlak pulling little subtle stunts while I'm gone to try to draw me back. It's great. I've had fucking delays with getting equipment out to the field site. I've had one of my students got his fucking passport stolen and his identity stolen. Landed him in some hot water. It got resolved, pretty quickly. He got a new passport issued. Everything's fine. But
Sounds like he's a teenage boy. He's just trying to annoy the girl he likes.
yeah.
Where on our order of problems does he?
I was just about to ask when is the beheading scheduled for?
Well, that depends who gets to him first. We did accomplish freeing Vasily, the former Prince of Prague.
Oh,
that should be fun.
And where was he dropped off?
He's right now, as far as I know, still in Barcelona, gathering up his connections again. Yeah, we brought him there to rouse him out of his torpor. And yeah, I told him he had a year because Karlak will be here in a year.
I
feel that gives him enough time.
Yeah, I hope he makes it a surprise, so he can
We'll
go
see what
out.
happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, while I've been here, I know I've been out of pocket a bit. Just prepping, like I said, I'm taking leave from work. I've got things I need to deal with. We got Joliet on the fucking menu. I actually have rallied just this week, just got the 6th garden in the area on board. So I have an absolute fucking army of Bahari ready to go after Joliet.
Oh,
So we scouted that place,
Yeah.
and we know where their nexus kind of is. Didn't intend to do anything, but they decided to send a car to follow us that had at least one kindred in it. Not sure how many total kindred there were in there.
Did anybody get a good look at him?
Not
All I know is that they tasted like ash.
Took him to your cousins?
Yep.
All of us do. But okay. Well,
So I'm guessing however many were in the car I
yeah.
was driving, I couldn't count them.
Yeah.
We're all kindred because she didn't say any of them tasted good.
Yeah.
So
There's at least two in the front seat.
Okay.
So there are changelings that eat people just like we do?
worse.
Oh,
Worse.
Much worse.
Hmm.
The way it's been described to me is that red caps have a void where most people have a stomach, so they can never be full, and they can just eat anything: poisonous, acidic, metal, anything, and their mouths and jaws deform to a degree that would make a constrictor blush.
That's just terrifying. I'm just saying.
Oh
I've
no,
met-
you should see what they actually look like. It's like a mouthful of shark's teeth,
Oof.
just
That's actually terrifying.
bigger than their face.
Mm-hmm.
I've met a
You know the
Nagaraja
Cheshire
once.
Cat thing from the Alice in Wonderland cartoon?
Mm.
How his smile will just get bigger than his face?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, theirs does that. Literally.
Yeah, that's
From a medical perspective, it sounds impossible, but only because I know the little bits of power that I do I realize that it is possible to do shit like that. It's just not common.
Yeah.
But that's disturbing. And
Yes.
I think the last thing I ever need is to have any of those bite me.
If they bite you, you can't regenerate. Just saying.
so what do
If
we
they
know
eat
about their
your limb,
hub?
it is gone.
The hub, yes. Apparently they are in two schools.
Of course
which
they
is
are.
Lovely.
physical schools. Yes,
Catholic
yeah.
schools, yes?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you how the Church of Cain operates in domains, okay? They infiltrate Catholics because their religion is a bastardization of Catholicism.
Makes sense.
So they infiltrate, usually having someone come in as a new assistant priest, something like that, starts doing sermons. And then they start twisting the sermons slowly over time to where these devout Catholics are now worshiping Cain.
Yeah. We
That's-
also got some news. Apparently there's humans
Of course there is.
alongside
Because they
that.
go in the churches.
Masquerade be damned, apparently.
Oh, yeah, they don't care about that. It started in the Sabbat. You see, they took the whole, before the Sabbat even formed, they took the whole, we're descendants of Cain. We are, all this crap that everyone believed at the time, except for Bahari, because Bahari had been around longer. Literally took all that. And once the Sabbat came to be, because by the time the Sabbat came to be, you're talking, this is the time of like the first and second the first real Inquisition. Okay. The real one that really like caused the Convention of Thorns and everything. Right. So you're looking at that and they had already lost control. The La Sombra had lost control of the Catholic Church at that point. So what did they do? La Sombra created their own fucking religion. And instituted it as the state fucking religion of the Sabbat. So you had in every pack a priest. Yeah, I know a lot about their structures. I do, because I knew how to avoid them. Because I was a fucking heretic in every Sabbat domain. Yeah.
It's so lovely whenever we get to talk about the Sabbat. It only gets more absurd.
Exactly. But now, because the Sabbat, let's be real, is a failed sect, the church is branching out. La Sombra are leaving the Sabbat in hordes. Guess what's coming with them?
Church.
Yeah.
It's the one in Joliet a Sabbat.
The priest we were talking about.
Arden
is one of them.
Canty.
Arden Canty. Giving sermons.
Was he from the Sabbat before? Or...
Yes.
And now he's in the Anarchs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Anarchs are easy pickings for the church.
Hey, storyteller. Would I happen to know if Arden is just Tremere or if he's Goratrix? Tremere?
Hey, you know what? Give me an intelligence and occult roll. Please and thank you.
I don't know if my occult specialty would count on this one. Would Hermeticism work as a specialty on that?
Why didn't you take it? Go for it. It's an extra dice. What if I said no to the specialties?
Church too, right?
God, if the ones didn't fucking hate me, that's one success.
Wait, there's no ones in
You don't reduce
V1,
ones in
V5.
V5.
Yeah.
Fucking sorry, I've been reading up on Changeling. Fine,
You're
then that was 3 successes.
You do know, of course, he is Tremere. He was a hardliner. And you may or may not get that inkling of the feeling of Goratrax's influence.
There's a strong chance that he is a member of a house that my clan is not very proud of. So I would put more money on him being former Sabbat than not.
Absolutely. I'm almost damn certain he is. Because if you guys got pegged and followed, he knows who I am. I had Mark during the battles they were having, the Anarchs for turf, where they were annexing some of the Joliet Free State. I told him that if he ever ran across a priest named Arden Canty, to tell him that the lady was coming. In the early 1960s, I was in Montreal, Canada. There was a problem. Bahari were going missing. I was sent to investigate. And what I found, Montreal at the time, was Sabbat held. The Church of Cain was capturing them, interrogating them, torturing them, and destroying them. I rallied what Bahari I could in the area. And I rolled in to their fucking nest of vipers and left not a one of them standing. I rescued who I could of my sisters, and Lena was one of them.
My
ghoul.
Oh.
Her Domitor was one that got destroyed. It was a Toreador.
Oh.
I took her. So I knew if Mark told him that, if he knew anything about what happened in Montreal, it would put Arden unsettled. And if he's done any investigation into me, he knows I'm associated with you all.
Makes sense why we were followed then.
Exactly.
Frankly, I'm not honestly that intimidated by one member of the Church of Cain.
I'm not either.
Hmm.
The problem is, how long has he been there? How many has he
converted?
recruited? How many? I don't even care about the people. The people are... Look, I hate what's been done to them, but if they are devout, there's no saving them. Because they will literally throw themselves upon the sword in the name of Cain. I wonder how many vampires he has recruited that have been embraced into it. We aren't going in against one fucking member of Church of Cain. I know this. They wouldn't have 2 schools that they operate out of if it's just one fucking member of Church of Cain. There's at least 2 leading services. Bet. And then if the Baron himself is on board with extricating fucking Kaitif and Thin Bloods because they are a scourge to the Church of Cain. Trust the Baron is also devout.
Why would he allow him to just sit there and subvert, his domain?
Exactly.
Yep.
The Baron is taking his own free state that he came up with and turning it into a theocracy.
Sounds like a failed state to me.
Exactly.
How long has he been Baron for?
A while, actually. He's child of Tyler.
And suddenly he just converts? It does seem a little sudden, doesn't it?
I'm going to tell you, those priests within the Church of Cain, even if Arden isn't as old, even if Arden isn't as potent, trust. If there is anything they do well, it is read you like a motherfucking book and use it against you to break you down and rebuild you in the image they want.
And from the fighting I did in New York, they actually have abilities that can empower other members of the church.
That
And
they
that
can also
be a
set
very
themselves on fire.
Yes. All of which can be
big
very
deal.
persuasive.
Any of us
to
can
people.
do that.
No, I don't mean as in to immolate themselves.
No, I know. I'm just trying to introduce some levity into
I
this
appreciate
incredibly
it,
tense
but-
conversation.
Yeah, it's...
Actually, some Tremere were able to do that back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know about since the tower fell, if that knowledge is still around, but...
I can look. It's uncertain now. Our resources are spread thin.
If they're holding services, I say we go in during a mass. Fuck it. And we fucking come in through the roof. I've got one of the gardens I got is a garden of fucking mages. Okay. Have them create a fucking a storm cell right over the fucking place so it gets doused in fucking rain so they can try to light their fucking sparkies all they want and it won't fucking take.
I do
Hey,
have
Spotter.
a question.
Yo.
If, say, at the same time that, this storm cell is happening, the building were to mysteriously collapse so there's no roof to guard them against the rain.
Or we punch a hole through the roof and go in that way.
I mean, we could do that, but we're also trying not to break the masquerade ourselves.
But like they'll fucking care.
I know they won't care.
True.
But if a
So
roof
how are you
falls
going to
on
contain it
someone,
if they don't?
by killing all of them.
Of course. But we need the element of surprise.
Yes.
Which is why I suggested just bring the whole place down on top of them.
She looks at Spotter. How long does that take?
They'd have to start the night before.
Yeah, see, we ain't got time for that. That eliminates the element of surprise because he'll get sussed out before he can get it done.
I have a question in regards to that. What do we do if we don't get them all? Because as Magnus was being very adamant in pointing out, if they aren't eliminated from the root, they're gonna vanish.
Well,
I mean,
sorry, let me think of it this way. That's a Sabat tactic to throw people who can't even do anything effective into the grinder. We don't do that. We have people that can watch. We have people under the city that can keep their eyes open. We have others that would be even better at surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
We pick the fighters to do the fighting. We pick the surveillance to do the surveillance.
Yeah, we've got to get all the intel we can.
Yeah.
All the intel we can, because we need to find out who is leading the different groups. Because while Arden may be like the head, trust he's got his lieutenants. Okay? Those are the ones we have to focus on.
would you all like
I can talk to the Kaitif and the Thin Bloods we were able to pull out, see what they know about who was doing what. I know from talking to the Thin Bloods, they keep very much on top of what the regular kindred are doing just as a matter of survival.
Mhm.
So,
But what do they really understand about everything?
That's
I-
okay.
a
That's
lot
for
more
us
than
to
you would think.
ascertain.
Mm-hmm. We do need to get our own hands on that, at least, or influence or something.
If this is concerning the Church of Cain, I might be able to bring in the Tsamisi on this, depending on if they are truly independent or if maybe they are still defectors.
You can talk to them, see what they say.
And
If nothing else, Dr. Blazovic seems like she would be reasonable enough to have the conversation.
she would. One other thing we may want to consider is our friends under the city.
Absolutely. Actually,
Mhm.
I need to speak with Laura soon. Talking about Cairo made me remember something.
Yeah, they can just sit in the wall and no one would even know they were there.
No, and if anyone runs, they can say they went that way.
mm-hmm.
Hell, they could follow them through the concrete if they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I say I don't want to put them in any danger, but I do not think they would be in any danger at any point.
Not from one Tremere, and I promise you, he will have other things to deal with.
When you go, Spotter, I want to go.
Got it.
I can also see what other information I can pull out. There might be cameras in the area we can get hacked and things like that.
I can have my people on that as well.
Yeah, and if Misty needs some more resources, I can might be able to help get her some
I'm going to
things.
talk to the Thin Bloods first. They be able to tell her who to look for, maybe even have pictures. Who
Mark's
knows?
also got his people looking in on their stuff. So if they find anything, they'll let me know. The gardens I've recruited, especially the ones nearby that area, they're having eyes out. So if I hear stuff, I'll let you know.
I'm fine with doing some reconnaissance from afar.
Just be careful, Bastion, because they're going to know you're tied to me.
Oh,
Well-
yes. I don't plan to show up.
I've heard rumors about something, and I've dealt with the Church of Cain seldomly, if at all. So I will ask the experts that they can have such stringent faith that the occasional one presents it as true. Is that actually the case for some of them? And is that something we should consider when dealing with this?
Not something I ever ran into.
See, the thing about true faith is that it doesn't manifest with any sort of reason. It only manifests on fervent believers.
But it's not just always belief in God. It can be belief in anything.
Which is why I ask.
That was
the Church of
point I
Cain
was
has
going.
any
So it's
form of
possible we
adherence.
may run into some that have that.
Especially because they are going after
Devout Catholics.
Exactly.
But of course, if you walk into any Catholic church, only about half of them are devout.
And even less have access to any type of faith.
Right.
So if we encounter any, it seems most prudent to just let Bastion mow them down from a distance so we don't have to get close.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's always more prudent, specifically because the whole setting themselves on fire thing.
That requires it's a blood sorcery ritual. So not all of them will be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially not if they're ghouls. There's only one type of ghoul that can perform blood sorcery.
Yeah.
And I promise you, they won't have them.
That's still a frenzy.
Exactly.
So even if they are not as devout to have that power, they have the whole fire thing with Cain and whatever the fuck. So
it's part of their things is like walking through fire and all that shit. It's fucking insane.
You're gonna have it, Andy. So whoever's gonna in for a little hug, he looks at Magnus, Potter, and Taylor. You all are better prepared to dodge like your lives depend on it.
Oh, yeah.
Fire doesn't bother me.
Well, it bothers all of us, but, you know.
I have...
Just because you have protections against it doesn't mean your beast isn't going to buck up.
Or your flesh.
If nothing else, though, if worse comes to worse, Magnus, and you end up frenzying because of it, we just lock the doors and leave you in there for about a minute or two.
And that cleans itself.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I'm not saying do it purposefully, but
No.
should the beast decide to take the reins...
But that's why I'm saying we basically try to drown the place a bit. Because if we make everything fucking wet, it doesn't burn.
It'd be easier to knock down a power line spotter and make it electrocute them when it hits the water.
Oh, yeah, I could just punch that.
Okay, let's try to make sure we're all out of that before that happens.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yes.
If fire is bad, I do not want to know what electricity
Let's
could
think
do.
through the whole picture here, guys, instead of just the shock and awe, okay?
Yes.
Sorry, I guess we're just a theatrical coterie. It happens.
I like the thinking. I like the way you're going about this.
It's creative. I'll give you that.
Yes.
But I'm going to say when it comes to this fight, I have experience, and I'm going to tell you to keep it simple, stupid. Kiss that shit. Okay? Because the more complicated you make it, the more shit's going to go wrong. We get intel. We figure out our fucking targets. And we fucking go scorched earth on them.
So we get the targets. We let the others deal with them.
I have a whole army that can handle the extras.
Yes.
From the last raid that we performed, I didn't even have to do anything. It went so well.
Exactly.
I feel like we plan rather expediently.
Exactly. And that's how we have to do this too. It has to be expedient. It has to be so fucking fast that even the SI ain't gonna know what the fuck went on.
That's the main concern. We have to find a way to make this so quick and silent to guarantee that
if it isn't silent, just make it quick.
Exactly.
Because it can be so fucking quick that damn, they're just gone.
Get in, get out.
Get in, get out.
I don't think I am the one who's going to be doing much of the killing then, if that's the case. Anything I would do would need to be set up far in advance.
Why don't you set up in advance before? Things
Everyone
that
has
you
it.
can move.
There is a difference between setting up an ambush on the street and setting up an ambush in someone's living room. I would have to be within
If nothing else,
the place
Theo,
that they
you
are.
can help the ones that are going to be dealing with the others.
My initial idea was any human stragglers, because I can deal with those.
Yeah, you can deal with those. You can help the Bahari fighting in the streets.
So you all may not see much of me for that.
That's fine.
Just fair warning.
But I will tell you, if I find any of his rituals and shit like that, if he has any of them written down, I'll get those for you.
Even incomplete stuff that maybe gets burned up in accident or anything like that,
I'll get it for you. All I'm looking for is any journals he may keep with any information about his cult or my cult or anything like that. So, because I need to know what they're doing.
We can start a book club about all of his personal shit.
Yeah. So,
but we do need to know if this is just the first of a
bigger wave
campaign.
Exactly.
Or if it's just Arden Canty being
himself. Right. Because that's what I'm worried about. Is this just him? He defected from the Sabbat, but now he's going back to his roots? Or is this a coordinated thing?
Well, I suppose someone could go ask Neely, and Theo will just blatantly stare at Bastion for a few seconds.
And Magnus also just turns to look at Bastion.
And Taylor's just giving him the eye.
And then ask him what sort of Sabbat tactics he could describe from what they would do. I'm certain there are some things that we would know automatically, but he may have insights that we aren't thinking of.
I can, of course, talk with him. We've been having the most lovely conversations, not about this kind of subject, but I can make the interjection.
Are there any other former Sabbat we could consult with that seem like they would be able to provide actual answers for us? I don't know the breadth of who was in Chicago.
Storyteller, did I run into any former Sabbat in my numerous runs into the Elysian except for Nelly?
You know what? I'm going to have you roll intelligence and insight, and I'll give you that answer when we come back from break. Because finally, the break is coming in.
Okay.
All right. So we'll be back in 10, y'all.
See ya.
Welcome back. I'm just going to let Bastion answer and let the cutter continue with their talk.
Okay. As the conversation goes, Bastion it's moving a little slowly, kind of walking nonchalantly, and he gets closer to Taylor as the discussion about his strategy going and says, "So, Taylor."
Yes.
About the gardens that you said that are going to be held, how exactly are they going to, do their stuff?
Oh, that's right. You were busy when I told the rest of the guys.
Oh, he doesn't know. Okay, Bastion.
No. Oh, I picked it up. Don't worry. I picked it up.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, there are five gardens, not all directly in the city, but in surrounding burbs as well. There's 2 in the city. They coexist with the city. They're not trying to run shit. They're not trying to do. They coexist with the city. They provide a place for those that are inclined to gather.
Yeah.
But there are members within each garden that are fully capable of fighting.
Okay.
I mean, when you have a belief structure that is pain is the greatest source of enlightenment.
See, I've run in a few circles before in which I had to deal with similar philosophies, once to say. So I kind of understand. My main concern is, and please, as you have apparently declared to everyone in here except myself, and everyone seems to be okay, and so I assume you're okay. Clarify for me, it's the whole, leading to extra problems, to have us experience the most amount of pain possible so we can learn more lessons possible, a thing? Or is it just my ignorant mentality of someone that is not uneducated?
Okay. As I told Magnus here, who had questions for me after the reveal, I'm happy to explain it to you as well. The Bahari cult, religion, faith is not structured like most kindred cults are. They are cellular in structure, so each garden is unique and doesn't report to a hierarchy. There are some that are full-bore fucking misandrous.
Yeah.
There are some that border on psychopathy. There are some that truly just wish to raise the whole fucking world and create a new garden.
Mm-hmm.
But there are others, far more than those fringe elements, that seek to provide truth, justice, to learn from the pain of experience.
I see.
But I will say, by and large, we have no tolerance for abusers.
Makes sense.
We also have massive hate boner for Church of Cain.
Yes.
Because the Church of Cain posits that Cain is divine.
Yeah.
And that those who claim he isn't, those who claim the truth that he is the great betrayer, especially as the Lilin do, are deemed heretics and are abused and destroyed.
Got that during the Montreal speech. Yeah. I went to Catholic school. I understand about the whole Cain thing. Not my favorite figure in the Bible. Let me just say that. Yeah, I have no problem. I have no problem as long as they don't come to me or,
No.
Yeah.
No. I recruited for the Bahari for nearly 2 centuries. Bahari don't go out and seek those that they bring in like most cults do. We position ourselves in places where we are likely to find those that will come seeking us.
I see. You're more in the we are here to help instead of you are going to be helped by us.
Right.
I see. Well, as long as everyone understand their positions and don't come into my specific line of fire, I'm good to go with everyone.
It shouldn't be a problem. All of the gardens here, they literally are generally aligned in the fundamental core tenets. Just they have slightly different flavors to each garden. That's why they're unique and different. But I will say that they are not. There's oftentimes a misconception that the Bahari are a Sabbat thing because there was this path of enlightenment that some of the Sabbat went through called the path of Lilith. We are not Sabbat. We are not any sect. Our beliefs transcend that shit. just as we transcend the whole fucking descendancy of Cain.
Curious way of putting it, but I completely understand the mentality considering what you said. Well, I got no problem with it. Thank you all for telling me that instead of making me having to do this little shame talk. But
You've been hanging around your clan too long.
I apologize. I have just been honestly so busy since, you've been back after you're dealing with your primogen and stuff. I apologize.
Actually, let me rephrase that. Actually, I kind of want to talk about that. That was a whole thing. That was a whole deal. That was a whole problem. I think I need to bathe for 3 months straight after dealing with as many roses as I've dealt with, specifically with one. And that one is going to be a problem to all of us.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know that one?
Mm-hmm.
From the airplane?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, the hag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
That one. See, I got the impression she's not the happiest at the moment.
Oh, I'm sure she isn't.
Mhm.
I'm sure
She's not
she
gonna
isn't.
accomplish.
Her power that she thought she had just got stripped from her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, and I'm just a little worried, of course. You can all dismiss this if you want. But what if she decides to make that our problem? Because she's a little narcissistic.
Just
So
a
she-
little? Yeah. You're being kind.
Oh yeah, I am speaking in a lot of euphemisms at this moment.
I understand.
Yes. We kind of have to get on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm inclined to tell my ancestor what the fuck is he doing jerking off and playing her games. He just needs to fucking go to the succubus club and wipe her ass off. But yeah,
Gonna do
I would
that.
hope outside the city so we don't get caught up in the crossfire.
No, he's not gonna do that, even if he knows she's there.
I know, because he's supposedly above the games, but he's fucking playing it. You saw how he acted at fucking Elysia, right, guys? I'm not the only one that saw this, right? That he literally only spoke to his agents in the place, and then he came to us, making us look like his fucking agents.
Yep. Yeah,
He's playing the fucking games, even though he claims he's not. No, he's fucking lying.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to know that the both of you seem to resent your descendancy equally.
Oh, I am not fucking K-Knight, okay? I'm Laka, baby.
I have a sense of self-preservation. In that front, here's the thing. She's not happy. She's likely waiting for a moment to make this everyone else's problem.
Of course she is. Did you spend any time alone with her?
I did.
Oh.
Well, fuck.
Fuck.
I did, and let me tell y'all.
She's already made it our problem.
Yep.
I really hope that I did not forget that she ate my fingers because they grow back.
She could have made you forget all kinds of things.
She could have made you
is the
forget all
problem.
kinds of shit.
Actually, here,
Yes.
just for my own sanity, and Theo's going to blink and sense the unseen on Bastion. Is there any sorcery, any
Yeah,
weirdness,
Magnus is
anything
also
clinging to him?
looking all over Bastion.
The funny thing about dominance is that it's all in the mind. He's
Yeah.
got absolutely fuck all.
And the only
of
ones
word
who
sorcery
can
on him.
and the only ones who can notice it are people who are actual masters of the discipline, unlike my filthy Tremere ass. Okay.
Magnus looks at Bastion and he's like, okay, I hate to say this, Bastion, but I think with your background, you probably will understand. We have to assume you're compromised.
Of course.
Oh, Yes, of course. Please. I
So-
am no unfamiliar to being a double agent and things like that. So I find it is ironic.
Here's the thing.
At least you have a
Sebastian.
sense of humor.
I do.
It's better
You
than
have
throwing
a
a fit.
very you have a very dangerous weapon, potential weapon at your side
Mhm.
that Helena would love to get a hold of if she knew about her. And she might know about her. Which means you need to get her away from you.
I do. So, what we kind of, played our part and got ourselves a little scars in regards to our influence, wants to say. Directly not open. And so she forgets about us. Because we have been all the talk of the town recently.
Oh, like that's going to stop.
No, that
I
feels like a
understand what
cascade.
you're saying, laying low.
Yes, yes.
But
Laying low doesn't mean not acting.
of course not. Of course not. I can tell you that really I'm not planning to make any more kings for a while.
Mhm.
So I should be good. But without knowing what she wants of you, we don't really know how to counter that.
Or what we can and can't share with you.
Right.
Well, we kind of have a hint. What did we do?
We
Took
killed
off
her
2 of her
agents.
pieces. She wants more pieces.
Which is why I said you need to get Paola away from you.
Yes.
Like
If you
don't
want,
even go back near her. You need to tell her to go to Taylor's. And
What
then we can determine from there what needs to be done to protect Paola.
I
promise not to bring her into the cult.
No, that's not a problem.
if you want, I can probably help her disappear from you.
But
It would be temporary.
Oh my goodness.
literally, no, seriously, I warned you the first time I met your ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to do something about her, because if your ancestor doesn't get her fucking teeth into her, freaking Ballard will in a heartbeat.
I have been making some deals in regards to Paola.
Good.
She's not completely taken care of, but she is on the way.
Okay. Expedite that shit.
Yeah, and at this exact moment, maybe put your involvement in that on pause, just for her own safety.
Yes. The thing is, if I am the center of attention, if we are the center of attention, we just need new centers of attention. And that's easy. We just find new pawns. We just put people on the spotlight that she would love to sink her teeth into. And different from the other 3, at least that we plan on scorching earth, those we know of, those we can pinpoint exactly what the problems are, those we can control.
So give her ones that we know all their dirty laundry.
Exactly. If we have to have psychopaths in this domain, we can at least choose the ones that we know that are not going to be, causing random homeless people to eat each other in a massive cannibal attack, like I suspect those Newberry guy did. The rumors on 92 were weird.
Storyteller. Is Eddie Wu still around, or did he go the way of Capone?
Oh, he was in trying to stop Naomi from getting to Capone, and let's just say Eddie kind of just went
Shame.
bye.
Oh well.
Bye, Naomi.
Which translates to Eddie went woo.
Do not mess with that lady.
Mm-mm.
I suppose that's not an easy feat, so I don't expect anyone here to have as many answers as they possibly can. But
Let me mull it over.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me mull it over.
As you guys are mulling it over, the door to the bar does open, and you hear this really pretty blues of "We Didn't Start the Fire" mixed in with Seven Nation Army, and Misty is coming down and she's closing the door, and you just see her covered in glitter trying to just get it all off.
Right near Theo.
Oh God, we're gonna have to burn more clothes.
I will
What's
walk
with
down
the glitter,
I will walk
girlfriend?
down the street naked. I don't care. I will not be covered in glitter again today.
Oh, sorry, you guys are here. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Misty.
Oh,
Did you
that
go to a
reminds me.
rave?
No, some asshole was driving by and dropped a whole shit ton of flowers here, and then just
Here we go.
just
Yeah.
dripping in glitter. I'm not Team Edward.
No, you're Team
Sucks.
Theo.
What?
Team Theo.
Theo
Why
just
Team Theo?
Theo just flips Taylor off, opens his doctor's bag, and takes out 2 more small wrapped things and walks towards Misty.
Why am I Team you?
It's not important in context, and please stop talking about such bad literature.
It's a long, hilarious story.
Wait a minute. Did you get covered with glitter too?
Yes,
No.
I walked into my office tonight. Theo happened to stop by just after I got there. And my office was completely filled. All the surfaces, the floor, the windowsills, everything fucking filled with flowers that had glitter.
Was it signed by a guy named Kay? Or Kay?
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, we just threw out like 10 horribly ornate, disgusting kind of thing. Why did they smell like onions?
That's probably what his breath
so it
smells
wasn't
like.
it wasn't just either that or it's his signature scent, so he illusioned it to smell that way so you would know.
Yeah, that it's
It was
from him.
horrible.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
And what are these things? What's the what?
Theo
it's
hands-
Christmas.
Theo hands the larger of the gifts to her. First, that one.
Oh, okay. You want me to open it now?
Absolutely.
Oh, it's just the fingers turn into little claws, and she just goes zoop.
Okay. And she is holding the wooden part is a shield shape mahogany plaque on which is a brass placard with engraved lettering that has been stained black. You know, it's very fancy. And it says alcove, comma, sweet alcove.
Oh, that's awesome. Look what he got me. And she just shows it. We're like, this is the best thing ever.
And then the
on some
other
wall.
one isn't even wrapped. It's just a small slip of paper. And on it, she reads, wherever you would want it and in whatever shape you want, you now have access to 1 terabyte of storage.
She doesn't even think that about the glitter anymore. She just kind of leap hugs onto Theo and gives him like this big hug.
Everyone just hears Thea go, oh, the fucking glitter, and hugs her back.
And he's just covered now in glitter.
See, your Team Theo.
The flashbacks to Elysium. I can't.
Pain, fury, rage, and fury. But I hope that should work. I don't know how much storage you can get out of that, but I assume it's not a little, considering that Terra is quite a rather large number.
Yes. Why presents, Uncle Theo?
Because I've been in a
Theo
good
instead of Theo.
because I've been in a good because I've been in a good mood, you little lippy bastard, and then he'll walk back to his chair.
My parents were married when I was born. Thank you very much.
All right, fine, you little lippy twat. You want me to keep finding the one that fits?
I have a twat. I would think that would count. But at the same time, you just do the little lippy, cub or puppy or gangrel or whatever.
Well, here, Misty, I can reassure you on this. The twat that you have is no longer functional, as is any kindred's genitalia.
I beg to differ.
Okay, if you're a certified freak 6 days a week, she needs 1 to recover.
What you talking about? I got stamina, baby.
There's things I don't need to know about my aunts and uncles.
Yes.
It's really funny when you think about it, Missy. You can go now.
You're gonna go to a movie. Are you guys good?
Oh.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yes. Have fun with later.
Whoa. Who are you going to movies with?
Paula.
Okay.
His school.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. Have a good
We were
movie.
listening to some music for this really, really cool musician, and
Mhm.
we were talking music and stuff.
Yes,
And then, let's go see a movie.
All right.
Yes. If Paula ever says something about we should walk into another direction that does not make sense, walk with her. He points at his eyes. She can see shit.
I can't see shit on what.
She has
Just do what she
aspects.
says if she says to walk somewhere.
Oh, well, of course I'm not going to leave a girl alone. Are you crazy? That's just me.
Good,
But also
good.
just trust her instincts because they're more than instinctual.
Okay.
She's talented.
Sure. I'm not going to question that.
Don't.
Right. I'm going to go change into my Metallica outfit and put on a nice flannel because. All right. Just runs into
If you
her.
just put them in the metal basket, I'll make sure they get burned.
This is my fine. You can get glitter out of things. It's not that hard. You don't have to burn it.
It's safer.
To which Misty hears Theo mutter under his breath, "Man, I'm gonna have to reupholster my fucking car."
Tell me where you've got to get your shirt. I will get you a shirt. Where do you need your shirt? Where do you find shirts?
No. There's various boutiques that I go to. It's fine. I can get new shirts.
You go to a boutique?
Sometimes, if they have the right shirt.
I'm going to send Bells. Yeah. I'm going to call Bells. She'll be here in probably 20 minutes. Nope.
Enjoy the plaque, Misty.
Spotter, your camera turned off?
Obfuscate.
When a Nosferatu has to... Mike died. Nosferatu.
Obfuscate.
Look,
Powerful obfuscate.
technical issues when you're playing a Nos and a La Sombra are fine.
This is true.
Not wrong.
It's when you're the clans that doesn't have an excuse that it's embarrassing.
He does have Vanish.
This is true. She will just grab her clothes, take off her top, throw a new top on, and head out.
Okay.
Because Misty and Gangrel didn't need glitter.
Yeah.
Meh. It is what it is.
Gangrel gonna gangrel.
You're not wrong. Well, with that going on, yeah, she'll head out. Paula will head out, and in the back you will hear a revving motorcycle.
There is also going to be a text message sent from Theo to Misty, which is, "Hey, we're doing our best to keep Bastion and Paula separate for now. Temp thing, but just letting you know. Play along."
She'll say less. I can totally keep her in my apartment if you need.
He just says, "Ask Taylor for details if you're confused."
GG.
And with hearing the the bike rev, Taylor's like, "Oh, Mark's here.
Oh,
Y'all have a good night."
Okay. You too.
pleasant evening.
Absolutely. And she grabs her stuff and puts the envelope that she put the old envelope into her bag and heads out.
You will all hear the motorcycle drive away.
So, Bastion,
Mm-hmm.
you were mentioning getting some pawns for Helene so she has new things to play with.
Instead of
And
us.
takes her attention off of us.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any ideas along that front, or were you looking for suggestions?
I'm looking for suggestions more than anything. I don't want to compromise anyone that has some type of correlation with any of you.
Right. Junie, can I roll something?
Sure, what do you want to roll?
Wits and streetwise, and can I add my Camarilla status to this?
Yeah. What are we rolling for?
I want to see. Well, one, storyteller. Have the ministry started coming into town?
Oh yeah, that
Okay.
you don't have to roll for.
Okay, so two, would Magnus know who some of the prominent ones are?
The basic ones, yeah. The I would say the louder ones, which isn't that hard because you've met one of the ministry ones, even though he's a Toreador.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few ministry in town that's kind of would run along with Church of Set, you know.
Ew.
Rebranded. Yes. One of them I think would be right up her alley because he's very much a hedonist kind of throw lots of parties, get lots of experiences kind of thing. Name of Aluk.
Okay. I can try and make acquaintances.
He's probably very familiar with your clan, and also he's blind, so that should be
I thought I
something you should be
recognized
aware
that
of.
name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tio knows someone. That implies they have something weird about them.
Not precisely. Some of my clan have just met him and mentioned him. The name was familiar, but I remember everyone speaking of a blind kindred.
He's the kind I think would be keep her diverted, but not necessarily be good at actually causing problems.
Someone who appears to be influential without being so.
Yes.
When did the ministry ever did something after all?
Will she buy that?
He throws amazing parties from what I am told, which...
Oh, okay. Then that's probably enough.
Or
I can't speak for Old Toreador, so I don't know their desires.
I mean... Helena seems a bit of a... What do you call it? A libertine?
Oh my god.
Interesting choice.
That's a way to describe it.
Can you all come up with any other immediate names?
What about that guy from your clan?
We
Abraham.
do not want to hand her Abraham.
No, I don't think she would be very appreciative of giving over upon only for him to die.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, Abraham keeps screwing up. It seems to be all he can do nowadays. And I'd say a good 3/4 of the clan within Chicago don't like him. And it seems like that number is increasing with each passing night. So we should not do Abraham, because I have a feeling he's not long for this world.
If not for the dying soon part, that would be actually right up her alley because son.
It's hard to straddle the line between someone who seems competent without being so.
You can be someone competent as long as we can keep them under tabs on us. But I realize that's a very high request. So let's not bog ourselves thinking about that now. We do have a war to win. And even though she said as soon as possible, whatever the fuck that she meant by that.
True. For something that's that old, what is soon? Soon could be 6 years for all we know.
But better for us to put pawns in her path sooner for us.
Oh, yes. We have a much shorter timeline than she does.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And we want to make sure that she doesn't have the time to start actually getting in touch with powerful pawns.
Right.
That was why I suggested a Luke. He would be a very good distraction for her while not actually giving her a lot of power.
Yes, Potter?
Here's a little left field. What about Bobby?
Holy fuck.
That's an option.
Here's my idea. Well, here's my idea. Hear me out. We completely subvert his network. We can
We
do
already
that.
did.
So then what's he going to show her? What's the power? Like, where's the power play? Like, she thinks he gets the big tech guy.
Until he does nothing for her and then she eats him.
Or he gets what we send.
That's possible, I think. I would need to talk to Misty about how embedded she is in his systems.
And I can do the same with my resources.
As you are all talking, you hear two people. It's kind of a quickly quabble in French before the back door opens, and you see Mark come in with Evie right behind him, and you can see that his forehead, it's trickling. There's blood coming down the side of his head. It looks like he was in the middle of a blast. It also looks like he got roughed up pretty bad. And he just looks at all of you going, where the fuck is Taylor?
She left with you?
A few
Really?
minutes ago.
Your
Then why the fuck am I standing here?
I can't deal with existential right now.
Fuck.
Theo just sighs and immediately opens his doctor's bag, takes out a bowl, pours some blood, gets a ribbon, the whole trail of prey. He doesn't need to worry about a photo of Taylor. He knows what she fucking looks like. I'm not sitting for half a second on this, storyteller. What ritual rule you want me to go for?
Do you know what the ritual role is? Intelligence in a cult. And while you give me that, hi, welcome to Act 2. Session 1. What the fuck happened to Taylor? We won't know until next time. Dun dun dun.
5 successes, crit success.
Let you know next week. Mama. And I got the things if you need it. You could do the thingies and I'll push the buttons if you need.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for our first session of Act 2 of Season 1. This is Session 15 of Season 1, y'all. Already starting off with a bang. Yeah, so thank you all so much for joining us for this game, and do join us on the Discord. You can chat with us about the game there. And let me pop that into chat. There we go. All right. You can hang out with us there. We also do occasional community Zoom hangouts where you get to hang out with folks that you see on stream and other members of the community and chit chat just about anything and everything. We do also cast our shows from our Discord community. Right now, there are no active casting calls, but we do have a very big slate of games coming up over this year. So there will be casting calls coming. You need to be part of the Discord community if you want to play at the table with us. So, Joe, someone with a K is about to be Ash, I think. Okay, so just so y'all know, Khalil Ravana, he was in in episode 14 of season 1 before we went on break. He is a Ravnos from Taylor's past that has an obsession with her. What can Ravnos do?
Mechanically, nothing.
Just remember, kill starts with a K. You're welcome.
Yeah. All right. So thank you. And like I said, do join us on the Discord. You can talk to us about the game afterwards there. And we are all available to talk to you in the public chat for the game, which is literally open all the time. And if you would like to catch back episodes, if you're just joining us tonight and caught this for the first time, the back episodes of this stream are available on our YouTube. Yep, you can check that out. We also have a ton of World of Darkness content on the McStabber Studios YouTube channel. We've been streaming World of Darkness for 5 years, y'all. So we've got a lot of stuff there. We also have some various independent games, some one-shots, some mini-series, all kinds of stuff, for real. Also, if you're interested in D&D 5e or Call of Cthulhu 7e or 7th Sea that just started earlier today, you can check that out on the London Esoteric Society YouTube. That is where our European GM, Dr. Tiss, posts her content. So check her out there.
I have to give a small extra tiny shout out for 7th Sea because, folks, one thing that is very unique about 7th Sea, it has one of the brightest overlays any McStabber stream has ever had.
It is so bright.
It's so bright. You can see everything so beautifully. Check it out.
Because it's not
bright.
set at night.
The world is not darkness.
The world is not darkness. It is a very cinematic game. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. And you'll find Antera in that. Yeah. All right. And of course, do check out our friends who are also streamers on their own channels, as well as joining us here. Junie, what you got going on your channel?
Just came back. I've been in Colorado for 2 weeks, and I haven't been streaming or anything, but I'm back. I will be starting back again in streaming because I make garbage dump fires, and as you know, as our current state of life, these are kind of our spirit animals. They're somewhere around on the screen because green screen. Other than that, I do crocheting, I bitch, I stitch, and I do a whole bunch of other things. It's crocheting, not knitting. Know your hooks. Thank you. For those that like to try and say, what are you knitting now? It's called crochet. It's not called knitting.
It's not knitting. It's crochet.
Absolutely.
There is a difference because crochet uses a hook. Knitting uses 2 needles.
And I hook y'all in. There's my plot line.
All right. And then, of course, we have Ravnos Archon, who is a player and a storyteller for a variety of games on our channel. He also runs games on his channel as well. And I know he's got a new miniseries that he's going to be starting soon, and it should be very interesting. It's an indie system that he's like, Mama, you need to run this. And I'm like, but when does Mama have time?
I was going to say the same thing. You're going to love the system.
I know, right? I'm like, but when does Mama have time? Oh my goodness. So check him out. Give him some love from the McStabbers. Also, we have Mischievous Red. She occasionally streams on Sunday afternoons when she has the spoons to do so. She does some video gaming, some hobby and craft stuff on occasion. Literally check her out. Give her a follow from and give her some love from us. And of course, Rerolls. He runs TTRPGs on on his own channel, and he does participate in games with us. You'll be seeing him when Kansas City comes back. And let's see, I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah. Supporting the players here, for real, y'all. Show off your biddies, because these guys and this storyteller right here doing some heavy fucking lifting in this game. For real. Show some biddies, show them some love. If you want to support them, we do give bits and donations to our players. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by subscribing here on Twitch. That helps get rid of the ads because the ads disrupt the fucking roleplay. So literally consider doing that. If you have Amazon Prime, you can use your 1 free subscription a month with us. It doesn't cost you anything because it's part of your Amazon Prime subscription. And you get ad-free viewing with us, and it helps support our channel. You can also donate to our KoFi page, our coffee page. You can buy Mama coffee because, it's winter and Mama has no energy. Yeah, so I need some coffee. I need the caffeine. So buy Mama a coffee. But also go to our YouTube, subscribe to the channel. It is free on YouTube. If you are watching content on YouTube, make sure you like it. Click the little thumbs up like button and comment on the video, because liking it is great, but when you do a like and a comment, that helps us rank higher in the search algorithm so that when people are looking for TTRPG streams like ours, we'll be higher in their search results. So more people can find us, and it's a free way that you can show support of the channel by doing that. And we do engage with comments. We do. So make sure you're leaving comments on videos. Okay. Oh, and thank you, Thantos, for the bits. We appreciate you. Don't put yourself in a bind for us, for real. But seriously, thank you so much. And truly, that leads me into, hang on, I'm trying to make sure. Oh, merch. I forgot merch. So we do have some studio merch. I don't really push it hard. We don't even jack up the prices. We leave it at the base prices on the Zazzle shop, but you can check it out. Make sure you're signed in, because some of our stuff has to be rated as adult because it has swear words in it. Like my favorite thing ever is the Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would Camp Counselor t-shirt. That is amazing. And you have to be signed in to actually see it, because if you're not signed in, you're not age verified and you can't see it. So do check it out. Oh, well, thank you to whoever just donated $30 to the stream. Appreciate
thank you. Anonymous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anonymous.
And coming up over the next week, we're coming back to shit, y'all. It's the new year. We have on Wednesday, Maddox here, and myself and Junie from this table.
Okay, coming back.
Yes, we are for Changeling. Yes, Changeling is coming back. Season 3 of Changeling Stained Glass, picking up with our Denver Fae as we go through all the fucking mess, because there's missing kith, y'all, and the dreaming is like not right, and literally we've got fucking nasty bitch running the show here in the city, and it's just like, what the fuck? Can I just shank her with some cold iron? But yeah,
I don't know why.
My only hint is that this season will be different.
Of course.
Does that still mean I can eat people or no? That's what I live for.
But
the
no,
red cap
y'all,
and the A shoe. They're like
Hey.
besties. It's great.
Believe me, no one's more excited for stained glass than the ST. Let me tell you.
That's scary. But that's Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. It is back. We start season 3 next week. And on Friday, we start season 4. I believe it's 4. I think it's 4. If not, it's 5. I can't remember. But anyway, Kansas City, Domain Divided. Yep. Back at Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Got me all combobulated because my character just got kidnapped.
Hey, unlike a Shanky Chronicle, this one apparently happened during the game.
I know, right? My character just got fucking snatched by a guy that's obsessed with her. That is a lore character. That is a fucking like serial Diablerist. This is going to be great.
Well, not for much longer.
Hopefully Taylor survives this. We'll see. But okay. So yeah, but that's Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's Kansas City, A Domain Divided comes back, y'all. So do check us out for that. And then of course Saturday we have at 3 p.m. Eastern, 7C. Antera will be in that with Tiss and the crew with Brad and Ravnol Zarkon. Yeah, that crew and Ebon Blade, y'all. It's sus. It's sus as fuck.
What? Pirates are suspicious? I never.
But check them
Mine does
out.
not eat dead people.
Yeah. Yeah, check them out 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. And of course, Saturday is double feature for a few weeks while 7C is running. And we'll be here back on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, picking up where we have left off here tonight. There's going to be no time skip this week, y'all, because the guys are going after their girl. Mm-hmm. They got to go collect their gardener because some guy just snatched her.
Right under there.
If she dies, who will do the landscaping?
I know, right? Yeah, so that's what's coming up. And of course, as we like to do after every game, we want you to really take care of yourself. we appreciate that you come up to watch our games and enjoy the content with us. But if you are struggling right now, we want you to reach out for help if you need it. Right now in chat, there are a list of organizations that offer 24/7 text or phone lines that you can call to get the help you need, crisis lines to get you off the edge. Make sure you utilize them. And if the ones we have listed don't resonate with what you need, go to findahelpline.com. That site, even if you're outside of the US, you can go there and pull up resources available to you for crisis support in your location based on your needs. So please go check it out, get the help you need. And I'm Mom McStabber. I'm a registered nurse. I'm going to tell you, please get fucking vaccinated while you can. Please. Please. I am absolutely terrified of what our health system is going to become over the next 4 years. It's my hope that not much will be changed because they don't really have this sway that they need in Congress. But I have concerns. So please get vaccinated while you can. Make sure you get, your checkups, get your meds, drink your water. Get some sunshine when you can. I know we're all looking at a possible winter storm, at least in half the country in the U.S. right now, coming up upon us. Just try to stay safe, stay warm, take care of y'all. And lastly, I'm going to say, if you are in the U.S. and you voted third party as a protest vote, you abstained from voting due to either protest or apathy, or you voted for the fucking Mango Mussolini. Fuck off. You are not welcome on our channel. You are not welcome in my Discord community. You're not welcome to me at all. Because what you have done is going to affect everyone. And this is not going to be good. Not going to be good at all, because even if he drops dead within the next 4 years, we have even worse stepping into his place. So, fuck off. Said with my whole fucking chest, I hope y'all have a good night. Good night, everyone.